Whether you think you can or think you can't, you're right. Erin Lay here. I'm a global leading life coach and business strategist. I absolutely love this. This week, we are going to talk about the power of presence. I always say this is one of my favorite topics because everything that I share with you guys, I absolutely love this work. Okay, so there's so much power in the present moment. That's where we create everything from. We don't create anything from the past, we don't create anything from the future. All the magic happens in the present moment. So that's what we're going to talk about over the next few minutes here today. And my notes, super excited to get into this with you. So again, it says you can't create your future if you're stuck reliving your past, and you can't receive blessings when your mind's too busy to notice them. If you're daydreaming about the past, ruminating on that, or worrying about things in the future, that's called anxiety. Depression is when we think about things in the past, and anxiety is when we worry about things in the future. But if you're not present, you're not going to see the blessings that are right in front of you. You're not going to be able to take advantage of opportunities that are right there because you can't see them. Okay. So that's what's so important about doing the work. And it's like working a muscle to stay as present in the present moment as you possibly can. Eckhart Tolle wrote the book, The Power of Now. And it's a fabulous book. If you haven't read it, it's very, very deep, but it's incredible. The Power of Now. All right, let's get into the first talking point is presence dissolves pressure. Most anxiety comes from trying to control what hasn't happened yet, right? When you're worrying about what ifs, that's the future, right? When you're worrying about what if I can't pay the bills? What if, I go on vacation and this happens? Or what if, what if? That's worrying about the future that induces anxiety. And then cortisol is flying, adrenals are draining, and it's not very healthy. But when you can get back to the present moment and say, all is well, I'm safe, I have enough, everything just as long as you have enough, right? You have enough. And you feel good, you feel safe, you're content, then you're golden. The moment you come back to now, peace becomes possible again. You can't attract clarity from chaos. Calm is your creation power. Think about it. If you're in chaos, sky is falling. Oh my God, the sky is falling. You're not going to be able to create much from that. And you're not in the present moment when you're in chaos. You might think that you're in chaos in the present moment because you're thinking about the chaos now, but the chaos that you're thinking about either already happened or is about to happen. So you think, and a lot of things that we worry about happening do not happen, but that's being in chaos. You're really not present. Okay. That's the first talking point. Presence dissolves pressure. The second talking point is the energy of can't lives in distraction. So when you're always doing, it disconnects from being, right? If you're doing, and busy is the new four-letter word. If you're just busy and you're chasing your tail and you're running in circles or you're on that hamster wheel and life is just the same thing day after day after day, that's a program in your subconscious mind. And if you don't like it, it could be rewritten. You know how they say you could rewrite your story? Rewriting your story is literally just rewriting the program in your subconscious mind to begin to change the patterns and the habits. It's called a paradigm. A paradigm is a cluster of beliefs and habits stored in the subconscious mind. And the way to break down a paradigm is usually two ways. One, through trauma. Yeah, and I don't want that for you. A traumatic experience usually just breaks a paradigm and creates a different one. Or elite level coaching, when you work with a mentor or a coach and you literally do the work week after week after week with accountability and everything else, you can break down that paradigm, which is the cluster of beliefs and habits stored in the subconscious mind. We take on beliefs and habits between birth and 8 years old. The majority of them are taken on between birth and eight because we're just an open funnel for the subconscious mind. Children take on everything that the people they trust around them, parents, places of worship, school with the teachers, friends, parents, people that we trust, children take that on as truth. So if we have people saying, you should be ashamed of yourself, you're not good enough, You can't do that. What are you thinking? Thinking that you could do that. Kids will take that on as truth and then live that out for a lifetime. So when they're 40, 50 years old, 60, 70 years old, they won't even attempt certain things because they believe that they can't do it, that they're not good enough or they're not worthy to receive what it is that they want to receive. But you can reprogram your subconscious mind. Do not let anybody tell you that you're stuck with that for a lifetime. Neuroscience is an amazing thing, and, you can reprogram your brain. The way things are wiring and firing, you can reprogram it. When I was a kid, there was a commercial where, they're frying an egg on the commercial, and it's like, "This is your brain on drugs." And we were taught that you're born with a certain amount of brain cells, and then if you did drugs or whatever, you lost those brain cells or whatever you did, to lose brain cells, and you lost those brain cells and you couldn't get them back again. Like, you went from a gazillion trillion brain cells to whatever after all of what you did, and there was no getting them back. And then they realized with neuroscience and everything else that yes, you can rewire and refire, and yes, you can. So the brain is an amazing thing. The mind is not up here. The mind, and again, this has to do with the power of the present, because a lot of people think that their mind is up here, because they're thinking and they're automatically pointing to the brain. The brain is like a recording system. The brain is like a computer, right? And it's filing things and it's literally like a computer. That's why you can reprogram it. But the mind, if you close your eyes and I say, picture your foot on the floor, your mind is going to the floor. If I say close your eyes and picture yourself in Ireland with the 40 shades of green, you will be in Ireland in your imagination. That's where your mind will go. So your mind, nobody has seen the mind, but the mind can be anywhere. But with regard to being in the present moment, you want to utilize your mind to the best of your ability, because the visualization and going into your imagination with regards to the mind in the present moment is the breeding ground for everything wonderful for creating the life that you want. Okay. All right. So, talking point number two. So, we talked about the energy of can't lives in distraction. When you're always doing, you disconnect from being. You want to take time to breathe and to be, to relax, to just be calm, inner peace. At the end of the day, I truly believe humans want inner peace. They want more money. Why? Because they want inner peace. They want better jobs. Why? Because they want inner peace. They want better relationships because they want inner peace. They want to be closer to God and have better spirituality because they want inner peace. And at the end of the day, I truly believe that people aspire to the inner peace. And then you have that feeling of love, you have that feeling of joy. And that is the highest part of the vibrational chart. And then there's enlightenment. But love, joy, and inner peace is the highest point. So I truly believe that, again, we all want things so that we can have that inner peace, that calm, and that's the being. Be yourself. Be your authentic self, standing in the present moment in your authentic power with sovereignty. It's the only place to be in this planet. Otherwise, you're living in fear and you're living in doubt and you're living out those limiting beliefs that were stored in the subconscious mind as a child, living it out still for a lifetime. But you can take your personal power back. You can reprogram your brain. You can just live an amazing life and be the conscious creator, but it only happens in the present moment. Again, it doesn't happen when you're ruminating about the past, or even if you're thinking about great things from the past, if you're thinking about amazing things from the past, or the future with regard to worrying about anything in the future, or thinking about things in the future, if you're so distracted by the past or the future and you're not present, you only create from the present moment. You can only take action and plant seeds in the present moment that God will water and nurture so that you can have a harvest and realize your goals that lead to that North Star, that lead to the ultimate vision for your life. Okay. So, and stillness is where divine answers show up. When you can quiet your mind and be still, They say that prayer is when we talk to God, and meditation is when we listen to Him, when we listen to God. And because you quiet your mind and you're still, and you can hear, through your intuition, you can hear, I call it a divine download. You hear what the divine divine order, divine timing, the conversation, with the divine. I call it the divine download. And when you're quiet, you quiet the mind and you're still, then you can create amazing things from that place. Okay. And the connection that you feel is just incredible. All right. So the third talking point is the power of presence is the gateway to miracles. Miracles don't happen someday, they happen in the moment. And miracles are normal. I say this all the time. Again, they call me the miracle maker. Miracles are normal. All miracles are things that either have never been done, or people that are in the, like in the vicinity have never seen done, and so they're like, that's a miracle. Oh my God, that's a miracle because we thought this was going to happen. But then divine intervention sets in because you understand how this world works and how we can, be in this world and how to manifest and how to create and co-create with God and the universe. And miracles are normal. All right. But it only happens in the present moment. It doesn't happen again. It's not, oh, it'll happen someday. If you keep waiting for your ship to come in, you're going to be waiting a long time because you're going to be in that state of waiting, which is the future. So you want to talk about things. I talk about the law of assumption all the time, where in the present moment, you close your eyes, you go into your imagination, you see what it is that you want to accomplish, right? What miracle, even if it's a miracle that you want to have happen, or if it's a new job, or whatever it is that you want, doesn't matter. Sky's just the beginning. Close your eyes, go into your imagination, bring that vision alive of what it is that you want, and see the food on the table and the flowers and the smell of the flowers and the sound of the music and the feel of the hugs and the love in the room and the vibrant colors and everything, and bring it alive with your senses and have the feeling as if it's happening right now. The power of presence, the power of being in the present moment in your imagination it will bend time. Instead of waiting for years or months or whatever, you can, it's called time bending. You can start to manifest a lot faster because you will activate the people, places, and things to come to you because you went inside your imagination and you had the feeling as if it was happening right now, whatever it is that you want to accomplish. And I highly suggest that you do that. When you're meditating, take a few minutes each and every day to have your vision, obviously, have your goals of what it is that you want to accomplish. You have the ultimate vision and the goals of the ladder leading toward the vision. And once a day, close your eyes after reading it, close your eyes and then see it, bring it alive with your senses and have the feeling as if that's happening right now. And it could be beyond your wildest dreams. Again, miracles are normal. Gratitude activates presence, and presence activates power. Gratitude is the beginning and the end of everything. Gratitude has such a high vibration. Gratitude is up there with faith. When you're grateful for what you have, no matter how much or how little you feel that it is, more will come as long as you're grateful. And gratitude is the bridge between fear and love. If you're, again, fear is anything negative, anger, resentment, regret, remorse, shame, guilt, doubt, that's all fear based. And love is anything that's empowering. I don't like positive and negative, but I love the word empowering and disempowering. So love is enthusiasm, optimism, faith, trust, like these are all high vibration. But if you're in fear in any of those low vibe states, the way to get over into the empowered state of mind is gratitude. And even if you say it out loud or just say it, in your mind's eye, think about something that you're grateful for and over again until your body feels it. Because you don't want to just say it, you got to feel it, right? So you say it over and over and over until your body feels it. And then your energy shifts and you've gone from fear into love, from disempowered thinking into empowered thinking. All right. And that's all in the present moment. You could do that. You could do that anytime you want. It's a life hack, to get out of fear and to get out of worry and guilt and all this other stuff. Get into gratitude and truly feel it. And you'll shift out of that energy. Okay. When I was going through the divorce, there was times and I would wake up like, oh my God, like the kids are counting on me and, it's just me now and I got to get this all done. And there was a lot of doubt and a lot of fear, lack, and scarcity because it was just a shocking place to be. And I was like, Erin, and I've said this in past, in past recordings, I did what I teach and what I preach and what I did with the cancer and what I've done with other train wreck type situations in life. We live on planet Earth, school of Earth. That's what we hear, to overcome and all this other stuff, the challenges. So I said, you gotta do it. Go ahead, like meditate within the first 17 seconds of waking up. I wrote down a crystal clear vision of exactly where I wanted to be a year from where I was during that point. And it was detailed. You gotta be detailed. It's like ordering DoorDash. You don't just say, "I want a steak, a potato, and a vegetable." You gotta be detailed. Like, you want a ribeye, medium rare, with whatever seasonings, a twice-baked potato, hold the butter, if you want butter, what it is, and broccoli, steamed, but you gotta be detailed. It's the same thing with the vision. And I knew I had to get present because I was in the past of what but all of that happened, and I was just so stuck in the past, in the disempowered thinking, and if I wasn't in the past, I was in the future, worrying about, "Is this gonna happen?" Or "What if this?" And all the stuff, all the self-limiting beliefs came up. "I can't do this, and I can't," and it all came up, and I was like, "This is crazy." And again, I did what I do, and it took 30 days. No joke, 30 days. I used to wake up like, fall asleep like, oh my God, in that horrible, horrible state of mind and my heart and everything else. And 30 days and the whole thing changed. Everything changed. And all of a sudden, the blessings and the opportunities could switched into gratitude. And I got present. And anytime I felt like I was in the past again with the thinking and the feeling, or in the future with the thinking and the feeling, with the worrying and everything, I knew intentionally I had to get back into the present moment. And I would say, feel your feet on the ground. I would touch my fingers and just whatever I needed to do to get into the present moment. And the blessings kept coming, and it was just absolutely incredible, and my whole world just up-leveled, and then it up-leveled again, and up-leveled again, and I started to live my best life beyond my wildest dreams because I started accomplishing things that I didn't realize I could accomplish. So what I teach, I do. Like I've done it with regard to health and wealth and relationships and spirituality. I've done it with all of this stuff. So when I teach it, it's from a place of experience. It's not just like I read something in a book somewhere and I'm sharing it with you. I did it. I read a lot of books and listened to a lot of podcasts, and back in the day, a lot of cassette tapes, and videos and stuff like that. But I've lived everything that I teach, and that's why I love doing what I do, because I want you to know what I know and live your best life. Okay, so for this week, I want you to set a timer 3 times a day, close your eyes, breathe deeply, and ask, "Where's my energy right now? Past, present, or future?" And bring it back to now. Okay? You can bring it back to the now. Like Eckhart Tolle's Power of Now. I have this thing. It's from one of the games, one of the board games, right? And I say, like, when you turn it upside down, in the bottom, that is the past, right? The sand is going down. That's the past. Up here is the future. It hasn't happened yet. So the future is going down all day, every day. We wake up and we're taking steps, and then we fall asleep, we're planting seeds, right? We're taking steps, planting seeds. And then tomorrow we wake up again, we're taking steps and planting seeds, right? So it's just always the future becoming the past. But the key is the middle. As that sand is coming through, do you want that past to be good, to be empowering, to be something that you're proud of and excited about? And, there's always lessons that we learn, right? Nothing's perfect, but even the lessons are blessings. So as the sand is coming through from the future to the present, you want to make sure that you are in the present moment as that of your life is coming through so that you just build memories and a past that you to be excited about. Okay. And again, remember that lessons are blessings. I say all the time, we don't win or lose, right? Unless you quit. That's a completely different conversation if you quit, if you quit. But if you are persistent and you keep showing up in life and you keep getting out there and you keep planting seeds and you're persistent, then you will accomplish what it is that you want to accomplish with the persistence. All right, so that's what I want you to do for this week, and I'll say it one more time. Set a timer 3 times a day. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and ask, "Where is my energy right now? Past, present, or future?" And bring it back to now. And the reason for 3 times a day is I want you to build that muscle, okay? Of being aware, because awareness is everything. Awareness is key. Being aware of where your thoughts are throughout the day, okay? And I want you to build the muscle of getting present, and when you develop that muscle and you spend the majority of your day in the present moment in gratitude, it's so good. It's so good. And as you're doing this, you guys, I want you to comment and share your wins, because you will inspire other people by sharing how your life changed by doing these things and taking the time to do it and putting the work in to do it. It's simple, not easy. But I definitely want you not just only to share and to like and all of that. I definitely want you to do that too. And I appreciate you spending time with me. I definitely want you to share your wins because I know by you sharing that, you will inspire other people as well. All right. So have a great day. Have a magnificent day. And always remember, live onward and upward.